Hey guys, welcome back. It is Master Set Day. We're going to feature, I guess this is the first time a master set, a complete master set has been shown on the channel. A lot of my sets are mostly complete, but I never really finish them off, and maybe that's something I should start doing. So, starting out here, we have Shining Fates right here. I'm really undecided on some of the modern sets. Some of them require it to fit in the binder that you put every card back to back. Pre-large sets, I want to say pre-Sword and Shield era, I was always just putting the regular and the reverse on the back side. Now, I know somebody's going to ask, why? Why did I finish Shining Fates? Is it my favorite set? It's not. I kind of hate small sets that have a lot of chase cards. This is definitely one of those sets. I just find the price for the chase cards themselves, at this point in time, they're too cheap. Some of the baby shinies are like just under $2, which is crazy. It's like half the price of a pack for a chase card. Some might argue that they're not really chase cards, but at the same time, later on down the line, there's a lot of them. What is there? Can't even remember how many there are. Over 100 baby shinies. Think about how many packs you have to open in order to get every baby shiny or one particular baby shiny. So it's not like they're exceedingly super mega trophy card rare, but at the same time, they're definitely rare in a sense for each individual one. A lot of them are not super popular Pokemon, but I think this is one of those sets where it's probably not a bad idea to just get it out of the way. I know there's been more Shining Fates ETBs that have been stocked through distributors. I don't know if that was it must have been a reprint of some kind, but I can't imagine it's going to drop the price much more than it is already. Much more than it has already. I mean, baby shinies for $1, even better, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know. I opened a lot of it. I had the expensive stuff, the Charizard. So at the same time, really nice to get the few reverses I needed out of the way. You guys saw that. It was a little bit of a struggle with Troll and Toad, especially the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought that was like $1.50 or something US, and I had to buy like 4 of them before I could find a copy that was not scratched up. Probably something that's more important if doing master sets is just grabbing the reverses while they're nice and fresh, since they're not necessarily valuable right away or even in the future, but it just becomes very difficult to find clean copies. We got Ditto. I do love Ditto. One of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. So I don't know. I like the reverses next to the regulars, especially in the 4-row binder. But then those get skewed. But when you have like regular reverse of the same cards, it does look very, very nice, very clean. Also really like the reverses on the backside, but if it doesn't fit in the binder, if it doesn't work, I'd like to have some sort of cohesive theme. Let me know what you guys are doing if you're collecting sets, what you do with the reverses. I guess another way is you could put them all at the back end in order, but I don't know how I feel about that. It's also kind of weird to see the 2 cards next to each other versus having it on the back side is kind of a nice little treat when you flip the page over and you see all the reverse versions of things. But then some cards don't have reverses. We got Ball Guy there, Careless. I just figured out recently in the anime that Careless is a pun. Careless. Yeah, that's a thing. I, for some reason, didn't realize it when playing the game. Maybe it just went over my head. Maybe I wasn't reading enough. We got Gym Trainer, Bird Keeper. I don't think I messed around with the fossil Pokemon all that much in Sword and Shield. With the Poke Kid, Rose here with his dad bod. We got the Skyla and the Alcremie VMAX, maybe the least expensive VMAX in existence, or hyper rare rather, in existence. Still very cool. We got Baby Shiny Central with all the green boys, green energy power. Really, really cool. I don't think any of those were necessarily expensive. I think the Decidueye was a little bit more expensive. That line being a little bit playable probably made it expensive for that reason. These shiny sets are they're in a weird spot in English. I don't know how well it lines up in the Japanese side of things, but you would think that they would want to release these cards with enough time for people to want to buy them and put them in decks. So it'd be kind of cool actually if in the reverse slot you had shiny Pokemon instead of just a foil version. Even if it was the same artwork, if it was the shiny Pokemon in the reverse slot, it'd be pretty cool. Suicune was very expensive at one point. Now not as much. I think it was like 60 USD or something on release. Not because of playability, just people really like Suicune. I think Cinderace was a little bit more expensive than the others. Again, popular Pokemon. Get that extra premium tacked on. Cramorant, I think, was one of the ones that was like $1.98 or something like that on Troll. Although I think I had one already. Iracuda, same. One of the cheap boys. Gotta like Snom. It's hard for Snom to be truly represented because I think he's supposed to be more transparent than he is in most of the artwork, but hard to show that. It'd be cool actually if there was like an alternate art where you can there was like light refracting through him or something in behind that you weren't supposed to see, but you can clearly see it. Pun intended, clearly see it because Snom is just standing there with his see-through jelly. Here we go. We have Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube might have been one of the ones that was a little bit more expensive too. Probably just popularity. Same with Yamper and Boltund. Most of these not very playable. The Rapidash and Ponyta definitely had a premium on them. And it's hard to say how much Galarian Pokemon we're going to get after the Sword and Shield era comes to an end. Sinistea down at the bottom there. Very cool. Dedenne getting some more love. More Peko. All the electric rats. Surprising there wasn't a Pikachu thrown in here just for fun. We have Hatterene, the best Sword and Shield Pokemon. And the baby shinies just look so good in the binder together. You can't really go wrong with this. For the bang for your buck. This just, I don't know. There's something about the sheer amount of product that you would need to open in order to actually complete this that just makes it feel good when it's all together. Even though I didn't open them all. I traded for some and then purchased the rest. You guys remember me forgetting the fighting boys, the ones that I was missing. There was a bunch of them when I made that Troll and Toad order in an attempt to pick these up. Another thing that's weird, I don't know how much the silvering on these cards affects the grading, because they are silver, let me tell you. Almost always silvering on all four sides. I don't know what they were doing with the blades. Maybe they had them in backwards, but these the cuts on these not exactly clean. So someone that was really, really obsessed with condition or looking to get 10s, I don't know if they look over the fact that it's got silvering, similar to a Jungle Fossil, where the blades were dull, and there's just no way that you're going to find copies without it, or very, very few copies without it. So maybe that's a challenge for somebody. We got Phalanx here. Shout out to Blasty for that one. Coughing, very cool shiny. Someone said recently, I don't know if it was in the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't. Coughing was their favorite. Man, Coughing has good arts. I mean, it's a baby shiny doesn't really have art behind it or anything like that. It's just shiny stars. But Coughing in general, usually some pretty good artworks. Next page, we have the Dark Boys, Thievul, Nickit, Morgrim, Grimmsnarl, Impidimp. So a lot of these, probably few and far between in the future to get shiny versions of these, at least on cards. So I don't know if there ever comes a point in time where people want to complete like a shiny dex of cards, like 1 through 900 and whatever. That could be interesting. Try to get one of each shiny Pokemon. But then maybe Steam Siege becomes more valuable since there's, although most of the shinies in Steam Siege are not really expensive. You can just buy the singles, but it would be funny to see if those actually gained interest because people were shiny dexing. We got the Minccino Cinccino with the Make Do ability. For anyone that hasn't and is thinking about it, playing the card game just gives so much such an extra appreciation just when looking through this stuff. Like, you just remember the abilities, certain abilities that were playable or that were like briefly playable at the time. You got stuff like the Primate Wisdom that was ridiculous. And just made the Oranguru card more valuable, and just seeing it in decks makes it one of those things. We got Wooloo and Dubwool. Shout out to the grading companies, the temporary ones that mix them up. That's always fun. Rillaboom V and VMAX. I accidentally bought an extra Rillaboom VMAX. I think I have it on my desk here somewhere. I'll have to see if I can trade that away. Charizard, of course. We got him from a tin. Got to remember that. That was one of the Geek Fashion tins. Very good feeling to get the big boy Charizards out of the way. And the rest of the set, not so expensive. A lot of these, the Vs and VMAXs, are actually significantly less expensive than even some of the baby shinies. I don't know if there's just the rate at which they're pulled. Again, like the baby shinies, there's so many of them that even if you want to say that the set was printed into Oblivion and still is being printed into Oblivion, it's hard to get specific baby shinies. So what is it? 122 in the shiny vault. So, I mean, where does the baby shiny end? 104. So you have 104 baby shinies that you can possibly get. Like, I know you get them pretty often, but at the same time, to get all 104, or how many of a particular copy do you have after a mass opening? Not very many, and you probably don't have them all. I have a Phalanx here for Blasty as well, one of his favorites, and I ended up with an extra copy, so tuck that aside for him. I'll have to make sure to bring that to him next time I visit. Grimmsnarl V and VMAX, very cool. And the Ditto V and VMAX, the Ditto, a little bit of a premium on them because, again, popular Pokemon. And cool that there's this Eternatus V and VMAX in the gold and black format. They're not really gold cards. I don't know what you would call them. Gold, black and gold cards, I guess. And then last but not least, ignore this page. We're not going to look. I have celebrations at the end of this because it's just such a small set that it had to be tucked in with something. Whether or not it stays in this binder is a different story. But we have our 3 variants. One of the sets where the master set is extremely easy because you got your holo boss's orders, holo professor's research, and your non-holo Indeedee variant. So that's it, guys. Unless they come out with more variants for the set, that's pretty much it. I'll have to make one for Hidden Fates. That was another one of those sets that when they got inexpensive, it was actually, I completed that before they got expensive. Hidden Fates did this weird thing where it was expensive out the gate, then it fell off hard, dipped very hard, and then I was just like, screw it. I have most of the set. I'll finish it off. And then it spiked back up again after that. I don't know where it is now. I saw recently that somebody was seeing Hidden Fates products on the shelves, which is weird. It's weird that we're seeing some Cosmic Eclipse in products, but you never know what the Pokemon Company's going to do. So again, don't... If something's marked up and it's relatively new, even if it's trickling into the generation before, just be careful with it. Especially if you're buying sealed product for the sake of investing or whatever you want to do with it. Keep it sealed. You can get burned on that pretty hard. Reprints happen, and anyone that says they can predict what the Pokemon Company is going to do is lying to you. Because they can't. I can't. No one can. I don't even think the Pokemon Company can most of the time. Because a lot of what they do doesn't make sense. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you tonight for the premiere. We have another Logan video. Tune in for that. Make sure you're on the Discord on Saturday. We might have to start the happy hour a little bit early. Apparently we have some trading card game stream that we can watch together. Hang out, have a cold beverage of your choice, depending on age. Maybe one with a snap to it. See you there.